What's the first game you played as a kid? Was it tag, hide and seek, or something so weird only your neighborhood understood the rules?
Welcome to MA English Cafe, where learning English feels like recess. I'm Jenny, and I may or may not have cheated at Uno every single time.
And I'm Leo, the undefeated champion of my grandma's living room wrestling matches. Sorry, cousins. Today, we're time traveling to the best part of childhood, games.
Quick question to kick things off. When you were a kid, were you the rule maker or the rule breaker? Be honest, we won't judge. Okay, maybe a little.
From hide and seek to hopscotch, board games to don't step on the crack, we're talking games from around the world, epic wins, and so many cheater confessions.
Stick around, laugh with us, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more fun English lessons. Ready? Let's play.
All right, team, let's kick things off with the ultimate outdoor classics. I'm talking about those games where you'd come home covered in dirt, grass stains on your knees, and your mom would go, "What happened to your clothes?" But it was totally worth it because tag, hide and seek, and dodgeball were basically our childhood Olympics. Jenny, which one was your absolute favorite to play after school?
Oh, definitely tag. But not just regular tag. We had this crazy version called TV tag where you could freeze if you shouted a TV show name. The problem? I always blanked under pressure and just screamed news like an idiot. Leo, please tell me you had some secret strategy for never getting caught?
Strategy? Oh, I had the best strategy. Cheating. Mostly. But okay, hide and seek was serious business in my neighborhood. We had this one kid who'd literally climb trees and stay up there for hours. Meanwhile, I always picked the same hiding spot behind the garage, genius, until day 3 when everyone knew to check there first.
Okay, but can we talk about how brutal dodgeball was? The playground version, not that nice gym class stuff. I remember we used those red rubber balls that stung like crazy. There was always that one kid with a cannon arm. You'd see the ball coming and just accept your fate. Goodbye, cruel world, thud.
Here's what's fascinating, though. I grew up in the city where we played on concrete and fire escapes, but I've heard from friends that in villages, they'd play across whole fields. And in hot countries, they'd play early morning or evening to avoid the sun. Jenny, any unusual versions of these games from where you grew up?
Okay, listeners, this is where you come in. When you played hide and seek, did you have special rules? Maybe a magic word to be safe? A forbidden hiding spot? And most importantly, did you peek while counting? Be honest in the comments. Meanwhile, Leo and I will argue about whether tree climbing should count as hiding or cheating.
The dreaded rainy days. That meant it was time for the indoor arena to open. For me, the undisputed king of indoor games was Monopoly. Oh, the memories. Or should I say, the arguments. That game was less about real estate and more about family feuds, wasn't it? We'd set up the board, roll the dice, and within minutes, someone would be accusing someone else of hiding money under the board.
Oh, tell me about it. Monopoly always brought out the worst, or the best, depending on how you look at it, in everyone. My older cousin was a master strategist. She'd always try to buy up all the utilities and railroads first. It was like she had her game face on from the moment we started, and she would absolutely beat me fair and square most of the time. Well, most of the time. There were suspicions.
Jenny, come on, spill the beans. Did she cheat? Because I definitely had a younger brother who thought miscounting his money wasn't cheating, it was just creative accounting. We'd argue for hours over who owned what property, and someone always ended up a sore loser flipping the board over. No actual houses were ever bought in my family, only destroyed on the carpet.
Oh, the board flipping, a universal sign of frustration. My siblings and I had a similar relationship with Uno. That was another prime suspect for accidental cheating. You know, someone would draw a card and then suddenly have a wild draw 4 that they'd been holding on to for 3 rounds. The tension would be so thick you could cut it with a knife. And then the skip-a-turn cards were just pure evil.
Uno, yes, that was a fast-paced battle of wits. And when you got down to one card and yelled Uno, that was such a rush. My younger sister had this incredible strategy of always making me draw a ridiculous number of cards. I swear she had some magical way of getting all the draw 2 and draw 4 cards. I'd be sitting there with half the deck in my hand thinking, how did this happen?
She knew your weaknesses, Leo. That's excellent strategy. Beyond cards and board games, we also got into Jenga. That was less about arguments and more about heart attacks. The sheer tension of pulling out a block, especially when the tower was wobbling. You had to have incredibly steady hands and nerves of steel. And then that satisfying crash when it all came tumbling down.
Jenga was pure agony. My dad had the steadiest hands. He'd usually win every time. And my older brother, he'd always try to pick the blocks that were clearly going to make it fall, just to mess with me. I'd sometimes lose points by being too cautious or accidentally knocking it down, leading to a humiliating defeat. I mean, we're talking about real skill here, not just luck with rolling the dice.
Oh, the sibling rivalry. It really brings out your true competitive nature, doesn't it? Sometimes, when I knew I was about to lose horribly, especially in a game that was going on forever, I'd intentionally make a bad move just to get it over with. Have you ever lost on purpose just to end the agony, Leo? Confess.
Lost on purpose? Jenny, are you implying I'm not a fierce competitor? Okay, maybe once or twice in Monopoly when it had gone on for 4 hours and my sister owned everything from Park Lane to Mayfair, I might have conveniently forgotten to pay my rent just to declare bankruptcy. Anything to make it stop.
See, we all have our strategies, whether it's to win or just to survive the endless board games. And this kind of English conversation practice is perfect for describing your own childhood memories.
We've talked about our personal childhood battlegrounds, both indoors and out. But what I find fascinating is how many games are universal, yet each culture puts its own unique spin on them. Or sometimes there are games that are just wildly popular in one part of the world and completely unheard of elsewhere.
Absolutely. It's like finding a new flavor of ice cream. Familiar, but excitingly different. There's this game that I only really learned about later called Kabaddi. Have you heard of it, Leo? It's huge in South Asia, especially India.
Kabaddi. Oh, I know about Kabaddi. It's that intense contact sport where a raider runs into the opposing team's half, tags players, and tries to get back to their own half, all while holding their breath and chanting Kabaddi, Kabaddi, Kabaddi. It's like a mix of tag, wrestling, and holding your breath, right? It looks exhausting.
Exactly. It's incredibly fast-paced, full of strategy, and very physical. I've seen some incredible matches. It really highlights how dynamic and diverse games can be, going beyond just running or hiding. Do you know of any traditional games from your region, Leo, that might be a little less common elsewhere?
That's a great question. While not exactly unheard of, I remember playing a lot of marbles as a kid. It seems pretty universal, but the specific rules and the type of shooting techniques varied so much from one neighborhood to another. We had very serious marble tournaments. You could actually win other kids' marbles. It was high stakes.
Oh, marbles. Yes, we had that too, but it was usually played with glass marbles, and it felt very serious. Sometimes, if you lost your best marble, it was a tragedy. I also remember playing elastics, or sometimes called Chinese jump rope. You need 2 people to hold a long elastic band around their ankles or calves, and then a third person has to jump in and out, performing specific moves over and under the elastic.
Oh, elastics. I think I've seen that. It looks incredibly difficult, requiring amazing coordination and rhythm. I was definitely more of a run fast and hope for the best kind of player, less about intricate jumping patterns. Did you have specific chants or songs you sang while playing elastics, Jenny?
We did. Different levels had different chants, and the elastic would go higher and higher as you got better. It was super popular with the girls in my school. It's funny how a simple elastic band could provide hours of entertainment. These games truly show the ingenuity of childhood, don't they? And the power of just needing simple things to create fun.
Absolutely. It's incredible how a few pebbles, a simple elastic band, or just open space can transform into entire worlds of play. And that leads us to a big question for all of you listening right now. Do you know any of these games that we've talked about? Maybe you grew up playing kabaddi or had epic marble tournaments.
Or did you have something similar in your country, perhaps with a different name or slightly different rules? We'd love to hear about it. What was a unique game from your childhood that you think more people should know about?
So please dive into the comments section below. Tell us about your favorite childhood game from your part of the world. Did it involve chanting, jumping, or strategic hiding? We can't wait to read your stories. Your contributions make this English listening practice journey even better.
And as always, if you're enjoying the trip down memory lane with us here at MA English Cafe, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. Your support keeps us going and helps us bring you more fascinating English conversations and listening English practice.
All right, Jenny, here's the big question. In your childhood, who was the undisputed champion? Did you have that one shining moment where you won big, or maybe failed hilariously?
Oh, I definitely had some hilarious fails. My most memorable was in Foursquare. I tried this fancy jump hit, missed completely, and landed flat on my back in a puddle. Everyone laughed, including me, eventually. So less champion, more master of comedic timing.
A puddle, classic. My biggest win was in Capture the Flag. Total stealth operation. I snuck past everyone, grabbed the flag, and made it back without being seen. Felt like a secret agent. No one could believe it.
A secret agent? That's amazing. Were you generally the kind of person who always came in second place, or did you have some secret strengths?
My older brother was the reigning champion of everything. Faster, stronger, better at strategy. Tough competition, but it taught me a lot about perseverance. You learn to embrace losing gracefully. Sometimes.
True. Games teach us so much. So, for all our listeners, were you the champion in your family, or more of a master of hilarious fails in second place?
We want to hear your stories. You can beat me at Monopoly, but never at hide and seek. That's my ultimate comeback.
And just like that, our incredible journey through childhood games comes to a close. We've laughed, we've reminisced about scraped knees and sneaky rule breakers, and explored unique games.
It's been so much fun. We hope you've enjoyed this English listening practice and picked up some great English vocabulary and phrases.
Now it's your turn. What was your favorite childhood game? Share your funniest memory in the comments below.
If you enjoyed this episode of MA English Cafe, hit that like button. Your support helps us create more content.
And of course, subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell so you don't miss our next episode. Thanks for joining us at MA English Cafe.